What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkstrider, and yeah, you read that title right. Did Mirage prove that we do not need modern day in Assassin's Creed games? Now, this is something that I have argued prior that I said it kind of moves the narrative forward. So, in this case, did it really prove that we don't need it? Or is it just because, number one, it's a short game, number two, it's basically about Bassam's life, and number three, like, we've already seen what Bassam's about. This just gives us more context to him. Is that the correct position, or did this prove we absolutely do not need modern day? So, like I said in yesterday's video, a lot of people will confront me. They'll say, hey, you know what? I only play the Assassin's Creed games for the history. Modern day is not necessary. Now, my counter to that has always been, number one, you don't play it for the history. If you go to school, you go to college, you go to university, and you spout any nonsense that you found in an Assassin's Creed game, instant failure. They should drop you from the class. Instant fail. Because yes, it deals with real world and real life instances, but it does not deal with actual history. Okay? There are some exceptions. Now, the Borgias in the Ezio trilogy, they actually existed. And we have a lot of media, books, there were TV shows that showed that they existed and what they were like, and they were as weird as they made them in the Assassin's Creed trilogy, in Brotherhood specifically. But again, it's an interpretation of what they were. We don't know that Rodrigo Borgia was actually a Templar and, decided to become Pope so that he could, continue the Templars' gains of obtaining the Apple of Eden or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all speculation. It's all part of a game. It's the fantasy element. Yes, there were real people. Leonardo da Vinci. Yes, he did have a lot of drawings. Yes, he did have his flying machine. Nobody flew it. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's things like that. So, instantly, I've always said, number one, that it doesn't even exist. It doesn't matter. It's not real. Okay? So, your history, it shot down. All right? Number two, I've always felt like the modern day moves the narrative because they have to have a reason for going into the Animus. Okay? They don't just decide, you know what, I feel like going to the French Revolution today. Let me go in and do that. Maybe one day we'll be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what they do. They do these things so that they can go and find these artifacts, these legendary, imaginary Isu artifacts. Okay? They need a reason to go back. So, my argument for this is we already know why we have this Bassam DLC turned into a standalone game. It's Bassam remembering his youth, or us getting a little more background on Bassam himself. The only modern day thing that we see in this game is at the beginning where William Miles is talking about Bassam, and that's it. And then we see Bassam live his life. We don't experience any modern day past that. So my argument for this is, you know what? We don't get modern day because we already know the story. We're just getting more context clues. That's it. Number two, I think that this whole story, again, besides knowing what it is, what we're dealing with, it would kind of be a longer game to deal with to have modern day go on, And they wanted this short and sweet because, of course, it's a DLC. They would have had to add a bunch of things, and I think it would have been irrelevant in this case if they would have added more stuff. It just wouldn't make sense, This is, again, it's a short game, not a long game, and it was originally supposed to be a DLC. All right. The other thing that I want to point out is that, had this been a longer game, we probably would have needed the present day in order to tell us why we're going back in time, what's going on, what are we looking for, the artifacts that we need and stuff like that, and what is really happening. This didn't really deal with Isu other than the fact that Basim himself was an Isu, and it was just him remembering his past life as Loki. So that's what I believe this was. But there are people that will argue with me over this instance. So I have to put the question to you guys. What do you believe? Do you believe that a full, let's say, Valhalla-sized game does not need modern day? Or do you think that it kind of sort of does need some level of modern day? Like at some point we're going to need that. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Are you in favor of modern day, or do you feel that we shouldn't ever have modern day? Do you feel that if we do have modern day, that we need a little more extra instances of modern day? Like in Assassin's Creed 3, we had a lot of modern day with Desmond and real life activities that he was doing in the present besides going into the past. And it kind of expanded the world of the present day assassins, which I thought was amazing. Is that something that we need though, or is it not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you guys all in the next one.